Hey guys. So I decided this morning that I wanted to start doing like a Monday recap of kind of my weekend. I don't know why. I guess it's for me to get it out of me. Anyway, I typically struggle Mondays and Tuesdays with just getting enough rest and getting caught up that I don't really feel like I'm either hitting my rhythm to like the end of Wednesday or even Friday. But so let me go back. So last weekend we had it was the first event of the year that I worked. And when I say event, so there's a few of us that own a couple different side businesses or companies, whatever, right? And so this friend of mine, these two friends of mine own a tent business, rent my tents. And so a lot of races we put on will also rent tents for the events. There's 10 by 10s, 10 by 20s, whatever. And they just pop up. Doesn't take very long. But we had an event. It was Saturday morning at Clyde Warren Park in Dallas. And that, look it up. It's kind of a cool park. Clyde Warren Park is kind of up in downtown, but the highway goes underneath it, kind of thing. So it's kind of a cool area. It's like 5 acres in size. And it's a private park. So it's not a city park or a public park. It's private, but it's open to the public. If that makes sense. Anyway, so there was a race on Saturday, a 5K, which in that area, it's logistically just crazy. But for all their vendors, we had to go Friday and set up tents and tables. So we set up 47 tents and tables and chairs. And then, so sometimes we didn't have enough tables, I think. So we brought in another guy who rented tables to us that we rented to them. Anyway, and it took us about, my gosh, I mean, it took us about 4 hours to get set up, which can be a long time, but it's not really. There was three of us working, four of us working. I don't even know. And so we, you unload the trailer. So we show up. So I guess let me back up. We left. I left here about my house about 8:30. Got to somebody else's house at 9, and then we loaded up the trailer, drove to Dallas, and then drove, uh, picked up other stuff, and then somewhere else in Dallas. Anyway, then we got to downtown Dallas probably around 11. Supposed to be 10:30. I think we got there at 11, started unloading and working. And there's a map. And so it's just like you don't just start popping tents. You got to put them in the right spot, so all that takes time. So we had tents, sandbags on each leg of the tent. So if you have 47, tents, just do the math times four. That's how many sandbags. And like I said, this is my first event of the year, but I've kind of been training to be stronger going into the season because it really does beat up your body from time to time. And we had done legs a couple days before, so my legs were kind of tired, but not too bad. But my hamstrings will pull my back, and it'll just kind of seize up from time to time. And about halfway through, I felt my back kind of twinge, and I thought, no, I can't have this happening now. Last year, October, I think, November, it's my back got really tight, and I was down. But anyway, so we set up all that. It took about 4 hours. And so then we were done around, I guess it was around 3. We got out of there, got back home. So I didn't go home till probably 5 something. And then Saturday, this is where we kind of, I guess we call it double dipping because we set up these tents, then we go back and tear down the tents. But then that little spot in between before we tear it down and um, before the race starts, we work for the race. So we kind of work for the tent company, and then we work for the race. And so I got up at 2 o'clock Sunday morning, Saturday morning. I got up at 2 o'clock in the morning and was left here probably about 3:30, I think. I don't remember. I'm trying to, anyway, it was early. It's 30 minutes up to Ruben's house, and then it's another 45 to an hour down into downtown Dallas. And so we got there. We're supposed to be on location at 5:30. We got there at 5:30. We set up the start line, the finish line, get all set up, and then we then took up the race go on, and then we ended up you end up hanging out from the time the race is over till 11. So we had about 2 hours to kill where you're just hanging out, kind of getting ready, eat if you need to, whatever. Because once we got the green light to start tearing down, man, we go as fast as we can. And the caveat or the difference this time was it started drizzling out of nowhere. It wasn't cold, it was just gloomy. It started drizzling, and so everything is wet. So you're dealing with everything that's wet as far as the tents, the sandbags, the tables, everything's just kind of messy. So we you know, I didn't think we should put the tents back in bags, but we did. We reloaded them differently. Now someone's gonna have to unload all those and kind of air them out, dry them out before the next event, which is probably just a couple weeks. So anyway, and then Sunday I didn't do anything. I literally laid around. Just that, getting up so early Saturday and working like that just kicked my butt. Physically, I wasn't tired, but I was just mentally drained. And that's just one event down. And we average about 30 events a year. So anyway, my goal is to come in here on Mondays and post Mondays, Tuesday, Wednesday, somewhere, post a video of what I did last weekend. So that's what I did last weekend. I don't think I exercised at all. Like that was physically demanding, which I don't consider that exercise. That's what I trained for, right? So anyway, you train for you can exercise and train for show, or you can train for go. I believe in go. That's why I look so meh. Kidding. All right, guys. Well, as always, leave comments. Um, reach out to me, whatever. If you need tents, let me know. I probably got them. All right, guys. Till next time. Bye.